own spiritual practices?
Good morning. Thank you very much for having me here. To give you a context, I belong to South India. I live in a city called Chennai. It's a coastal city. And I come from a family of business people, but a family deeply interested in the arts. Carnatic music is one of the various forms of art you find in India. I don't like to use the word classical, but for reference, you could call it one of the classical forms of India. I call classical a bogus word. Right from childhood, there was an environment of listening to this form of music. And when I was about 4 years old, my mother thought that I had some inclinations. And I started learning. I never thought I would be a musician. I wanted to be an economist. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. And it was when I was just finishing school, getting to college, to my undergraduation, is when people looked at me and said, I think you should take this seriously. You should not be thinking it's one of those hobbies that will happen in life. So I kind of stumbled into becoming a professional musician, not something I really wanted to do. But it's also true that a lot of people around me, younger talent who were emerging at that point of time, were part of the galvanizing force that gave me the spirit to say, this is probably what I can do. So economics was thrown as a dustbin, and music became my life. And it's just that things worked out. It's also true that I had enough privileges to take this as an art form. It's important to pull that out because it's not easy taking music as a career, any art form. They're very niche, they have very specific audiences,
Yes.
and you never know, there are these ifs and buts. How do you know you're going to make it? How do you know you're going to survive? So I think that I had the privilege and the parents to say, give this a shot, if it doesn't work, get back to school. So that allowed me a great amount of leverage to do what I did, and here I am.
Awesome. We tell people these days, if you want to go in music, make sure that this is really what you want to do because there's so much else involved in music. And it's just such a great expression of oneself, of one's faith. The other one I wanted to ask you, in 2016, you won the Ramon Magsaysay Award, and you are known for breaking barriers and social divisions. So how do you deal with what may be described as controversy in doing the work that you do as an activist?
I think I've answered the question about the spiritual practice. I'll kind of tag it with this one. When I started singing this form of music, let me also place all these forms that we call classical. The word should be elite. It's not classical. Any society in the world, the art form that's called classical is practiced by the elite. It's nurtured by the elite. So that elite is a social construction, not an economic construction. So it could be race, it could be caste, it could be color, it could be ethnicity, it could be religion itself. So within that context, so if you take Western classical music, and that's basically the music that the white people made to be the most important music, which is why you'll never call jazz classical. It's simply speaking, it's a social, discriminated, aesthetic practice. We often forget that aesthetics is also discriminated. What sound you like, what color you like, what smell you like, what you think is beautiful is not something that comes from inner voice that is universally shared or very simply for preferences. That's a cop-out. The truth is it comes from social, cultural habituation, and depending on which part of the ladder you belong to, which step you stand on, you have the power to say this is it, or you say, oh, I want to be like that. Both being problematic, right? So when I practice Carnatic music, the reason I'm putting this in context is because when I practice Carnatic music is elite music. It's bound by the caste system in India, which is just another form of segregating people. And I have the privilege of caste, I have the privilege of gender, I have the privilege of economy. Nothing I can complain about. So I thought, this music is incredible. I love the music, I still love it, I sing it every day. But I didn't think of it in this deep sense for years. I mean, I wanted to be a great musician. I wanted to cut records. I wanted to travel the world. I wanted to make people applaud. I wanted to be happy. I wanted to have people say, you're the best. And that's exactly what I did for many, many years. So if you ask me first what got me into this place of controversy, that's why I'm taking this long-winded route to answer your question. I didn't recognize that there was all this that I was carrying for a long time. Right? My search began with a very simple question about the music. I reached a point where I had worked the music out. I knew how to make people happy. I know exactly how to get an applause from you. I know exactly how to make you cry. I know how to make you cry well. I know how to make you smile. And I'm serious that every artist knows this.
Sure.
Every artist knows this. So after a point I was saying, okay, what am I doing here? Is this a transactional exchange of commonality or cultural habituation? So you know what to expect from me, you come and get it from me, I know what to give it to you, and both of us are happy going back home. Is this all I'm going to do all my life? So the question then said, okay, what is this music? Where did it come from? So I started actually musicological research. I was a practitioner who went back to old treatises. So this led to many questions of how beauty is created.
Sure.
What is the idea of something beautiful? Is it time bound? What is transcendental? What is tradition? And all these questions. And that's when my practice of music first changed. And then the moment you start these questions, you realize it's not just a philosophical question, it's aesthetic, it's social, it's political, and you politicize yourself. So the controversies then start doubling up. I will say initially it was scary.
Right.
It was frightening. Because you really don't know where this is going. I mean, you really don't know where you're going, honestly. Like, you're pretty much just walking a path and you have no clue. And in my area of aesthetics and finding aesthetics to be something that divides people, it was entirely new to me. And I didn't have somebody to bank on.
Sure.
So, but I think then you realize that you do this because, very simply put, this is the right thing to do. But you also do it, I think, because you're doing it not for that person, but you're doing it for yourself. So the questions you're asking is not to change other people.
Right.
The questions you're asking are actually to yourself. It so happens you're sharing the question in public, that's all.
Yeah.
That's all you're doing. So I'm sharing the questions and grappling with ideas that I think I'm living with. And I'm just sharing it with you. If you feel it's anything to grapple with, please do so. If you think it's nothing, don't do it. If you think you've already worked it all out, I'm glad for you. So I think then the controversy doesn't become a problem. Of course, it troubles you. I think what really troubles me with the controversy is not me, but the people around me.
Sure.
That's something you can't reconcile because they are affected by this. And there's no way for you to emotionally handle that.
Sure.
Because do you stop doing what you do because somebody near and dear is affected? Or do you then self-censor yourself? Do you then choose your battles? All these words are iffy words and phrases. You know, choose your battles. What does that really mean? Nobody knows. How do you choose? Who decides one battle is more important than the other battle? We don't know. Right? So, finally, spiritual practice, even that's a word I've stayed away from many, many years.
Okay.
And because I really don't know what the other person thinks when I use that word.
Okay.
Because that word has baggage for everybody, every one of us. So when I say spiritual, I'm worried about, okay, spiritual, this is what it means, this is what he's saying.
Sure.
So I actually stayed away from it
Okay.
for many years, and I've stopped staying away so much now than before. Because I just felt that I think it's important to tackle the fact that everybody has a different meaning.
Sure.
Rather than say I won't go there because everybody has a different meaning. Now I use the word because I think that everybody has to take that different meaning and we'll work with the different meanings to try and understand whether there is some little thread that's common among the different meanings. So for me, music is a profound experience.
Definitely.
And it's profound not because I'm levitating, not because you guys are levitating. I don't care if you levitate or not. It doesn't bother me. It's none of my business. But I think the most incredible thing about a performance experience is not the beautiful thing about it, is that it's a mirror. It gives you an opportunity to see how ugly you are.
Oh yeah.
To me, that's profound. And music every time is a mirror that tells me this is how ugly you are.
Powerful words. Powerful. I don't want to go too much further because you've got an amazing sermon for us.
You're not
and I
there
don't
yet.
want to give it away. I could go on with many, many questions, but thank you so much for this short amount of time into your insight. I can't wait for what you have to tell us later.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
And now we're going to invite our quartet